Mariana was a young black woman from humble beginnings who worked tirelessly as a waitress in a charming restaurant in the heart of a bustling city. Despite the daily struggles, Mariana never stopped smiling, always attentive to the details, eager to provide the best experience for the customers who passed by. One cold day, while serving a table, something caught her attention through the window. Outside, a man with a scruffy appearance, wearing torn and dirty clothes, was standing on the sidewalk. His eyes fixed on the storefront, gazing at the dishes being served, deeply touching Mariana's heart. The sadness in his eyes seemed to reveal an insatiable hunger, not just for food but for dignity and humanity. Mariana felt a lump in her throat. She couldn't simply ignore it. Without a second thought, she walked to the kitchen and asked the chef, Mr. Miguel, with a slight tremor in her voice. "Chef, could I take some leftovers? I'll pay out of my own pocket." Miguel, always strict and with a stern face, looked at her and replied, almost without hesitation, "Here, Mariana, nothing goes to waste. This is a restaurant, not a charity." Feeling a chill run down, her spine but resolute, Mariana returned to the dining room. The image of the man outside wouldn't leave her mind. She knew she had to do something. Discreetly, she prepared a simple plate: scrambled eggs, rice, and warm beans. She waited for a quieter moment when the flow of customers slowed, and unnoticed by anyone, she slipped out through the side doors. As she approached the man, Mariana called to him gently, "Here, sir, this plate is for you." The man looked at her with a mix of surprise and gratitude. His trembling hands took the plate, and he murmured, almost unable to believe it, I don't know how to thank you. God bless you." Mariana smiled, feeling an unexpected peace, as if she had done something truly right. She returned to the cafe with a deep sense of fulfillment. Little did she know at that moment, something bigger was unfolding. Soon after, she heard firm footsteps approaching. It was Miguel, his face red with anger, crossing the room and drawing curious glances. He stopped in front of Mariana, who, with forced calm, stared back at him. "Mariana, what do you think you're doing?" he yelled. "I was just helping that man. He was hungry," Mariana replied, trying to maintain her composure. Miguel slammed his hand on the table. "Hungry? That's not our problem. You broke the rules, and even worse, you damaged the reputation of our restaurant. You're fired. Now, take your things and leave." The impact of his words was devastating. Mariana felt her face burn, but her voice, steady, replied, "All right, sir. I would do it again if necessary." Without looking back, she grabbed her purse and left the restaurant, while the gazes around her followed with a mix of pity and surprise. Across the street, the man watched her, feeling guilty. "Because of me, she lost everything," he thought to himself. Mariana walked through the busy streets as if each step were heavier than the last. She sat on a park bench, lost in thought. She couldn't understand how it had all happened. "What now? How will I tell my sick mother I lost my job?" she murmured to herself. Meanwhile, the man she had helped felt he had to repay the gesture somehow. He couldn't let Mariana suffer alone. It was then that a voice interrupted her thoughts. "Excuse me, are you the waitress who worked at the cafe on the corner?" Mariana looked up, surprised, and saw a well-dressed man in a perfectly tailored suit. Distrustful, she replied, "Yes, that's me. But why are you asking?" The man smiled faintly. "My name is Renato Vieira. I was passing by the corner and saw what happened. I saw you help that man, and I also saw how you were treated. I couldn't help but recognize your actions." Mariana felt her heart race. He continued, "What you did was admirable, Mariana. Few people would have the courage to do something like that. The world needs more people like you." Renato extended a card to her. "I own a chain of restaurants. I would like to offer you a job." Mariana was speechless. He smiled, understanding her shock. "Yes, a real job. People with your character are exactly what I'm looking for." With trembling hands, Mariana took the card, tears in her eyes. She replied, still in shock, "I don't even know how to thank you." Renato responded with a gentle smile, "No need to thank me. Just keep being who you are." The next day, Mariana woke up early, called Renato, and headed to his office feeling a mix of nervousness and hope. Upon arrival, she was warmly welcomed. Renato introduced her to his team and with a satisfied smile, informed her that she would be the new supervisor of one of his restaurants. Mariana could hardly believe what was happening. Now, with a stable job, she was able to reorganize her finances and take better care of her mother. Everything seemed to be falling into place again. Days later, while working, Mariana recognized a familiar figure walking into the restaurant. The man from before, now clean, wearing new clothes and a shy smile. He approached her. "Miss Mariana, I got a job. I'm starting over. All thanks to your kindness." Mariana smiled with emotion and replied, "You always had worth. You just needed to believe in yourself." Renato watched from a distance, pleased to know that by helping Mariana, he had also changed someone else's life. When she got home that night, Mariana posted on her social media, "Kindness is like a seed. It may take time, but one day it will bloom. Never stop doing good, even when no one is watching." And now I ask you, what would you do in Mariana's place? Do you believe that good always comes back? Leave your comment, and if you liked the story, like and share it so that more people can be inspired.